Been a couple weeks. Been a couple weeks since we've been live. Basically, I was gone. I was in Japan. That's across the world. Yeah, believe it or not, that's across the world. Amazing. Well, today we're live both on YouTube and on Twitch, of course, as we would. I have to make sure all the stream things are working well before we can go ahead and start playing. Stream health Stream health okay over here. Got some good. Got some YouTube action. Got some Twitch action. Looking good. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Streams of Awesomeness. What else is there to say besides you have not gone to Japan yet? Back from Japan, haven't played in 2 weeks. That's the title. YouTube title didn't change, did it? YouTube title was supposed to change. I specifically changed the YouTube title, and then it didn't change. So that's on Streamlabs. That's on Streamlabs. Yes, we are back from Japan. Gone to Japan. Yeah, I went into Streamlabs settings, and before I hit go live, I changed the title. And then I hit go live and a pop-up appeared. And then I didn't back out, but I just hit, okay, whatever. I changed YouTube to vertical because it apparently, for some reason, wasn't vertical even though I thought I'd had it. Anyhow, I think that's probably what did it. It's a Streamlabs issue. Who would think that changing it and then hitting go live and then not even refreshing the page, just going back, then hitting go live again would do it. Anyway. I have some news. This is very surprising to me. Now, before I left, it said like the season was ending March 5th, which was yesterday. But look at this. We still have a rank. It is not the new season. That means we can still meet our goal in ones. Our goal in ones is to get Champion 1 this season, which I think I probably have about a week to do, or 9 days, or something like that. Well, guess what, guys? We can do it. That is going to be the goal. We're going to focus on ones for probably the rest of the season. Maybe we'll get into twos. I expect myself to be a lot worse. I haven't been practicing for 2 weeks. I haven't practiced every single day. Haven't played every single day. I haven't played at all since our last Friday stream 2 weeks ago, where I got Grand Champ. I'm on like a 6-win streak on this account. And I stopped playing there. We stopped playing there. We said, you know what? Enough's enough. We gotta stop playing. Stop playing. So thank you for saying, thank you, Binky. Thank you for welcoming me back. Here's the deal. We'll talk a little bit about Japan, but we gotta go into free play first, okay? So yes, I was in Japan. Wow. This game, this already just feels wonky. My vision feels weird on it. Wow. See if we can do a flipper set immediately after we're back. Everything feels super weird vision-wise. I don't know why. Can do a flipper set even if it's not good. Anyway, I went to Japan. I was there last night. I finally got home. Basically, Japan's 14 hours ahead of us, right? And Eastern time, that is. 14 hours ahead of Eastern time. I am currently in Eastern time. It's 9 a.m. 9:04, if you will. And I got back home last night. Home around 10 p.m. 10:04, actually. 10 p.m. My time, Eastern time. Which means that I got back home at about noon Japan time, March 6th. But I was at the airport by around 1 Japan time, March 5th. That's because I had like 70 pounds of bags that I'm carrying around, and I was enough of going through train stations and doing certain things like that. And I said, all right, I'm getting there early. So I got there about an hour before my friends got there, because they had different flights, whole thing. So yesterday was a long day. because it was night in Japan when I left, and when I got home, we chased the sun, and it was daylight. Not home. When I got to Chicago, we chased the sun, and it was daylight. And it was the same day, only 3 p.m. And the flight was fine. Some bumpy parts, you know, nothing too bad. Yeah. Japan was pretty great, though. I had a lot of good food. I had some food. I had one thing that I still to this day don't know what it was that I ate that I did not like, but it wasn't just me. We were at this one meal, and it was one of the best meals of the whole trip. It was such a good meal, and there was this interesting dish that was slimy, just incredibly slimy. And my friend goes like, "Have you had that yet?" I was like, "No." He goes, "It's slimy," and he basically just drank it all in one like fell swoop, and just to be able to do it. And I drank it a couple times, and I was like, "Nope, I can't do this." So instead, I had more rice. No, just the meals were very. I mean, I don't know, but I had a lot of seafood. I actually had an omakase. I did omakase one night, and it was too much for me. There was just too much sushi, and I had to give my friends some sushi because I just couldn't eat it all. Like, if I do too much raw fish, or I start to not feel great. It's a mental thing. It was also like a richness of the fish itself. You know, my stomach just can't handle like all the richness of the flavor. I was afraid I was gonna throw up, but I didn't throw up. I did not throw up. Yeah, it was like to drink. It wasn't a drink, but it was, you know, in a little bowl where you drink out of. But I gotta say, I'm only upset with a few things. One, I really wish I would have had more tonkatsu, because I've had tonkatsu here and it's been incredibly dry. I've had it like twice around me, and I had it once there at this like food court. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. This tonkatsu that I had in Japan was like my favorite meal. It was incredibly good. I love karage. That might have been, that was also a really good meal. I had this one day with like a chicken wing on a stick and karage and then like whatever else. And you know what? Chris has really gotten me, Binky, you'll know, I'm very much into rice, like now. Like as far as when I eat like dishes, you don't always have to get rice, right? But I would always be like, oh yeah, I'm getting rice. Or like, even if other people wouldn't get rice, it's like, no, you gotta get rice. You gotta get rice, because it's just good calories. But yeah, the food was great. I had very, very little bad food in Japan. That's way different compared to some experiences like in Europe. I've gone to Europe, and yeah, there's some like touristy places and whatever else in Italy, and you're like, this is absolutely terrible. This food is just so bad. And yes, you should avoid them, but it's hard. And the language barrier I found was like less of an issue. Of course, I know some Japanese. The language barrier was less of an issue going to Japan than it's been traveling through Europe for me. Yeah, incredibly fun. And like, you know, a little bit stressful. The whole train system there, very efficient, but the big train stations are kind of confusing. Like, where do you go? But the good news is trains run a lot. And so if you miss a train, there's a next one coming not that long away. Even like the bullet trains that go across the country, it's like, all right, there's the next one. There's another one in 10 minutes. Oh, what? Okay, that's cool. I really wanted to try McDonald's though. That was the other thing I was gonna say. Japanese McDonald's has like so many new things, so many different things, and I kept like wanting to try it, and I just never did. And I really should have. I mean, I was there long enough. We only had one issue where we missed like lunch one day because we got on a train and we didn't realize it was an express line that took us right to the airport, even though we needed to go to a stop toward the airport. So that was the only like, we got lost. It wasn't even we got lost, it was like, crap, we hopped on the wrong train. So it wasted like 40 minutes of our time or so. But you know what? It didn't cost us any money. Because with the subway systems, we only get charged when we leave, and we left at the same point we would have left at it either way. So the point is, we're back from Japan. And I haven't played Rocket League in 2 weeks. I woke up early today, You know, gotta get up with that sunlight, right? Been in the land of the rising sun. Gotta get up with that sunlight. And I basically need to see how good I am at Rocket League. Not playing for 2 weeks is an issue, but it also can help a little bit. So the season, once again, apparently did not change. I thought the season was going to change while I was gone. I was pretty sure it was something about like March 5th was done, but that's not right. Apparently, I think they changed that. So, or you just kept your rank. So that's what we're doing. We're just warming up because it's been 2 weeks, and I'm not warming up the way I normally warm up. I'm warming up like I'm just trying to practice things. In fact, probably should go warm up like training maps and stuff like that. So we'll do that soon. We'll get into training maps soon. We're trying to do some flip cancels. I'm canceling the flip cancel. Alright. The other thing with like Japan, which is like Tokyo, you wouldn't think it, right? It's a massive city, like 33 million people, something like that. And it's so quiet. It is so quiet. I heard people honking their horns like maybe 5 times across the entire duration I was there. Like, it's not like Chicago. You're not honking your horn all the time, telling people to go. There's not that many cars in Tokyo compared to the number of people, right? So a lot of it is just people will. I mean, it's a huge city, so I'm sure there's a large number of cars. But a lot of it is that people just take public transit because the public transit is so good there. It does get annoying over time. Like, hey, ooh, what a pinch! It gets annoying being like, I gotta go 3 kilometers. That's gonna take 40-some minutes or something like that, right? Like that, to me. If I'm going to go 3 kilometers around my house, it's going to take me about 4 minutes of driving. And there it would take more than 4 minutes driving for certain. And then definitely train-wise, but still very good. Just walking at that point? No, because walking would actually be even longer, I think. Because it's just like with all the traffic lights and things like that you have to wait for when you're walking, and it's not like a straight path is the thing. There's a lot of grid line walking ways, and you know, it might not be a place that's right down a one walkway. So we did a lot of walking. There was a lot of walking we had to do, but you know, we saw some places. If you've ever seen the movie Your Name, we went to like the staircase. If you've ever seen like in a lot of animes, I think the radio tower in Akihabara, especially Steins Gate. You know, we did these things. Oshinoko, different things. We did a lot of different things. So there's pictures. Pinky, you'll get to see pictures eventually. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures. Esther's already asking me about that, and I was like, oh, I don't really take a lot of pictures. So I did take some, but I did not go to Skytree actually. We decided not to because we just had other stuff we wanted to do. I think if we had done like a very efficient route of like, hey, we're gonna see this then this, or we're gonna do this then this, then we might have gone to Skytree. But it was like there was a lot of doubling back at some points with our movement, which is fine. It was all about the experience. The other thing is that you know, we went to a lot of Pokemon centers, and I didn't buy any cards for myself. We went to a lot of card shops. What I bought for myself was just, you know, a bunch of card sleeves for playing with cards, and like deck boxes, and play mat, and like stuff for my brother for his birthday. I bought him cards. I bought him cards for his birthday. And anyway, so. Yeah, I've got like, and I got him a lot of sleeves too, actually. So Yeah, and the sleeves are very cheap there because like I'm coming with American money, and to me, like if I wanted to buy Japanese sleeves, one, they're not available in America unless you buy them from people that are selling them, right? Not an official store. The American size sleeves suck comparatively. Like actually, the physical quality of them just fall apart. And so Japanese sleeves are they're pretty sought after by Pokemon players to a certain extent. And so I bought like a lot, not as many as I could have. You know, I probably got about, for myself, maybe about $100 worth of sleeves, which really isn't that much. Because here's the thing, if you sell one pack of sleeves over here, you can probably sell them for like 20-25 bucks when I only spent like $6.50. Maybe a little bit over 100. I got some One Piece sleeves too. But I got some deck boxes, so those are my merch. That was my like it was overall, I'm guessing, because the flight was so cheap in like the Airbnbs, everything, hotel. Like I stayed at a hotel the last night, it only cost me $65. Like, no, not bad at all. Very small hotel. My Airbnb Kyoto was really nice, very nice size-wise, and that was only like $300 between 3 people, so $100 each around there a night. So good. Overall, the trip was really not that expensive, and it wasn't as much as what I'd been planning on for like the last 7 years. So, yeah, finally happened. Finally went there. It's done. It's out of the budget. I don't have plans going back yet to Japan. I don't want to make plans going back. I just got back home. At some point, I can see myself going back. I think I would like to go back with people who. Well, I mean, obviously, when I was there for the very first week, I was like, man, I really wish I was here with someone who's done this before or who speaks a lot of Japanese. Because I have one friend who used to live in Japan, and he speaks, like, obviously a good bit of Japanese. And now you can afford Korean barbecue. No, so here's the deal though. I was not happy about it. Most of my meals in Japan cost me like $10. Like most of my meals cost me like $10, $12. There were a couple meals that cost me like almost $20, not even $20, right? It was like, I think I had a meal that was like 2,700 maybe yen, which was probably, which was less than $20 for sure. It was probably like $18. Okay, I went to a Japanese barbecue place, and I was not happy about this, but everybody wanted to get Wagyu, so I was like stuck getting that. I couldn't stop it, and it was like overall 6,400 yen for this meal, and I was very upset for like 2 days. I'm not even kidding, because I didn't want to do it. I was not expecting it, and that was like $45, and I had Wagyu. It's probably real. But the big thing is, like, you know, I don't get the value that other people do out of Korea. I can only eat so much, too. But I don't have to tip there. That's like everything. You know, that was a drink. That was like 90 minutes of being able to hang out. Whatever else there. I didn't, soft drinks. I didn't drink any alcohol. That would have been more expensive at the Wagyu, or at the, at the, what's it called? What kind of place is that called? I don't remember. But anyway, a barbecue place like that. It was still good, but the amount of desserts I had was like insane there, because we just kept ordering desserts and stuff like that. And that was like the night I just gorged myself on probably cheap desserts. Like, they had like lots of churros in Japan, or quite a few. I'll tell you, breakfast too. So anyhow, that was. That, and then the omakase, which was like loads of sushi. It was like this 2-hour like planned meal, like with a lot of dishes, more than I should have eaten, more than I felt like sick because I just too much. That was like $70. So that was the most expensive meal. But most of my meals in Japan were around like $10. So, all right, I think I need to get to an actual warm-up map because I'm just here talking. I don't know. It's more fun to do this though. Welcome everybody. Everybody, welcome into the stream. I have to practice because it's been 2 weeks since I played, so you're just seeing me warm up like for the first time in 2 weeks as I talk about my Japan trip. So enjoy. And if you don't enjoy, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I did, you know, I picked up an N64 in Japan with a lot of games, and I spent like, what, $45 on all the games, on like 6 different games, including like all 3 Pokemon stadiums. There's 2 Pokemon stadiums in the English release, okay? In Japan, there were 3 Pokemon stadiums. One of them had like no mini games, which is stupid. And so I originally bought that for like $3, not knowing what it was. And we were going to play it, and we're like, why is this mini game? Why are there no mini games? And we Google it, there's no mini. It was hilarious. It was so funny that here we are. We got the N64 to work. We're playing it, like, cause the contacts were kind of messed up on some of these games. Anyway, so it took a while. My friend got a Super Famicom. It's not a new Nintendo 64. It's new to me. It's definitely used. I'll tell you that. I did get a game with a box. I got Pokemon Stadium 2000 with a box. Yeah. Remember, my thing with N64 is if it's an English copy, if it's like an American one, let's say, that I want to have sealed. This was not available to me as a kid, so, you know. But my point was, I bought all these games like Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart. I feel like there's one more, actually. Crap, what's the other one? See, all 3 Pokemon Stadiums, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart. Oh, Super Mario 64, of course. Yeah, it only cost me $45 for all those, I think. It cost me like a couple hundred in the US for like the... Now, the games are in Japanese, don't get me wrong. They are in Japanese, and I think that's maybe gonna help me learn Japanese, because I'm gonna have to like play through them slowly and actually try to learn. Maybe you wanna come over, Binky, and we can play the games in Japanese. And maybe you'd like that. You're welcome to. Are the games local? So here's the thing. There's region-locked games, right? So I could play the North American games on here if I unregion lock it. Now in the newer days, it's a software thing for region locking. But in the old days, it was a physical piece like on the game or on the N64 itself. And you just break off this little plastic piece, and then you can do it. So, you know, I'm just gonna do that when I buy English games. Alright. Yeah, you want to play Japanese Smash Bros? That's the nice thing, is like that game's probably not hard to play because you know what you're doing. But you know what? All the voice lines are in Japanese. Everything's in Japanese on them. I'm pretty sure with like Nintendo Switch, if you buy a Japanese copy of a game, you just choose English language and it works. But in the good old days, the N64, there was no language choice, so we have no idea. Oh, you got Wind Ensemble. Okay, nice. How long are you gonna be gone? Are you like there for? Are you gonna be doing that for like a whole week? Okay, have we practiced enough? Is it time to go into the actual practice maps? Now, I don't want to lose my Rocket League skills. I will say, because people probably think, oh, you really miss video games while you're in Japan, right? No, I didn't. I was actually debating on just not streaming anymore and like not playing Rocket League anymore, just counting my losses. But I did say before I left I was going to stream when I got back. So I'm a man of my word. If I don't have my word, I'm not a man. And I think I'll stream for a little while. So we're gonna keep doing it. Saturday, dang. Oh yeah, I did get some matcha tea for Esther. She was like last day. She's like, oh, you're in Japan? I'm like, yes, this is my last day. I fly out today. She's like, can you find me matcha? I said, maybe at the airport. So I did find her some matcha for, it was probably more expensive, unfortunately. It was like $10, but like 1,500 yen. But you know what? I was like, I had some cash left. And I'm like, you know what? Esther said matcha, and I had like 1,539 yen on my in cash, and it was 1,500. And I was like, I need to stop looking through the airport. This is it right here. Yeah, I had a matcha latte, and I did not like that. That was the one thing that I will say I did kind of waste. I did not finish. Like, I didn't finish that really slimy thing. So that was the first thing. That was kind of a drink, but it was actually food. The one like actual drink I didn't finish was my matcha latte. I did not like it, and I drank most of it, and I just finally threw out like the last bit. So I was like, I'm done with this matcha latte. The Japanese people though, super nice, incredibly nice. Like, you hear about it, it's very true. Like, I felt so comfortable going into Japan. Not at first, I was super nervous, very worried, like, hey, there's a language barrier. I only know so much Japanese. How's this gonna be? And, you know, now that I've been there, I feel like if I just went back and just be like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm gonna keep learning Japanese. Try to learn more. I'm not gonna try to learn more. I'm gonna learn more. If it's the Lord's will. I suppose if I die today, then I won't be able to learn more. But you know what I'm saying. Anyhow, Japanese people super nice, very comfortable to travel around in, even with the language barrier. I think we need to do some surprisingly difficult shots. What do you guys think? So when I get into ranked finally, after 2 weeks of not playing, am I just gonna get destroyed? Because I feel like that is probably the case. That's why I'm hesitant to play any Grand Champ lobby right now games. Because I don't want to lose my Grand Champ status. Holy cow. My timing is just completely off, isn't it? I need to upload this this whole VOD to YouTube so that we can save it, you know? Have the like, here's my Japan discussion of everything. I'm back. Here it is. Now, I didn't really pay attention. I guess people were like looking at me, you know, or looking at us. My friend and I are both like tall white guys in Japan. And he's even taller than I am. And so, like, you know, you are noticeable, but they're still very nice people. But what's funny is, like, we would count how many people were taller than us, how many Japanese people were taller than us. And we got up to, like, 6. I mean, maybe we saw more than that, but it was like, oh, there's one person that's taller than us, no way. And then it would be like, oh, there's 2, oh, there's 3, there's 4. But we could count it in, like, 2 hands. Did I run into other Americans? I definitely ran into other people who were, yeah, native English speakers. Whether or not they were American. I think some were, probably. You know? And then other people were from other countries. A lot of German, a lot of French people. There was a lot of French people in Japan. So maybe they have a holiday thing. I don't know. But we did run into like other foreigners. We didn't really communicate with them so much. Still, it's very interesting. So like Tokyo being so quiet, my friend and I talked pretty quiet together. And at some point I kind of noticed we just weren't talking when we were traveling a lot. We were moving around, it's just like we really weren't talking. And part of that I think is because he suffered from jet lag a lot more than I did, and he didn't have like the greatest bed he was sleeping on every night. And so I think he was super tired. Maybe not the whole day, but just for part of the day. But also I was like, oh, we're just like, were assimilating into Japanese culture. Like we were very quiet, very respectful. And then his wife came and she would like talk a lot, which is great. We love her, but it was funny because like sometimes he'd be like, "Oh, you gotta be quieter. You gotta be quieter. Japan's so quiet. You gotta be a little bit quieter." But he noticed a few more things than what I did. He was like, did you know, like in Tokyo, I got the vibe that it was all kind of, I don't know if he said what the word, I don't think he said fake, but it was like everybody just wears the same black coat. Everybody just, it's like for show, I think is what he said. Like, I don't know. But then I went to Kyoto, and Kyoto was a little bit louder. And the city was more it was more stretched. You know, you could definitely like have a car in Kyoto. A lot of people rode bikes. So many people rode bikes in Kyoto. That is the way to go, absolutely. I mean, bikes in Kyoto work way better, I think. Yeah, I don't know whether or not it was his name brand. A couple people like you, Binky, had two phones, but they'd literally be using them at the same time. It's like, is this a business thing? Is this not? And it was yeah, I don't know. But we looked at, you know, one of the places I went by was in, was it? I don't know if it was actually what part of Tokyo it was in. But it was just like, you know, I looked on the wall. Oh, there's apartments right next to us. Like, what's the price of these apartments? And I think it was like 200,000 yen. So it was like less than 2,000 US dollars. But the problem is like the cost of living like that's like, I guess, not that bad, but you don't make as much money in Japan as what you make in the US, right? You just don't. The salaries are less. I don't know what the taxes are like. But I was like, because I'm just wondering, like, how do the people of Tokyo afford to live here? Like, what can they live in? A lot of them live in really small apartments. I didn't look at the size of that apartment. There's definitely some smaller ones. The apartment we stayed in was decent size. One of the big things that I liked was I felt very safe there. I'd heard how safe Japan was, but just going there, it is just safe. And you just do with that mindset, especially walking with another person at night, right? I was like, fine. The one night I was like, I'm by myself walking in Tokyo, and I was in a region of Tokyo I hadn't been to a lot. Like, I'd only been there for the hotel the last night, like the day before, the day. Anyway, that I was like, oh, I guess I'm by myself, but really? I was completely safe. And the other thing I started to think about was I was like, wait. Japanese people aren't the threat here. I'm the foreigner. I'm the threat here. People probably are like, wow, there's this really tall guy that who doesn't, you know, who's like from a different country, who's just walking here in the middle of the night. Of course, they don't know if I'm from a different country, but they assume. Anyway, I was like, oh, I'm safe. Other people think they're probably not safe. But no, it was all fine. Let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, my favorite experiences were in Japan. Some of my favorite experiences were when I would only get people talking to me in Japanese, and I would respond in Japanese, even if it was just a little bit, but they wouldn't immediately like switch to English and be like saying, oh, okay, let me talk to you in English. I appreciated that when people still try to, maybe they only spoke Japanese with very few English words, but they'd point out things, or they just try to make sure they were talking to me in Japanese, and that was great. I was like, this is excellent. Those are my favorite experiences, where people were like talking to me completely in Japanese, and they didn't switch to English, and they just like, I tried to speak in Japanese the best I could, and that was very enjoyable. I get a little bit nervous. I don't want to make mistakes, and so I'm embarrassed. I get embarrassed, that's the right word. When I'm in a different country speaking their language, I get embarrassed. But you really shouldn't be, because they want you to speak their language. They want you to try at least. And I gotta say, if I had, you know, I would freeze up a little bit, and so I wish I'd actually freeze up more times when people spoke to me in English. They'd ask me English questions, you know, like, oh, where are you from? And I would freeze for a moment. I was like, why am I freezing? And I think it's because like I'm used to like trying to think in Japanese, and that's like just I just need to answer in English. But what I should have done was I should have answered in Japanese. I should have said like, America shujin desu, or something like that. Like, you know, America ni sunde masu, or America jin desu, you know, different things like that. to say like, oh, I'm American, I'm from America, blah blah blah, I'm from this state. And anyone with accents, people like, yeah, I suppose like there was one person who had a New Zealand accent. But otherwise, it wasn't a lot of specifically like people like that were highly educated in English necessarily, or like they might have been. But you know, a lot of people who like have been educated by like really in depth in English, they'll generally have like an accent because they'll be taught by like someone who's British or someone who has a British accent who learned in Britain or New Zealand or different places like that. So most of the time it was just a Japanese accent, you know, people speaking English. We got an ad starting soon. Sorry guys, we're just practicing, hanging out, Japanese talk. You're not missing anything. Not an ad on YouTube, by the way, an ad on Twitch. And then one time I picked this restaurant. And it was a tiny place, izakaya place. It was my friend's, it was her favorite meal. And I liked it. It was really good. It had some really good, there was this, I don't know, there was this one word, a Japanese word that I don't know what the translation was, but it was basically meat on a stick that was fried, and onion too. Oh, it was so good. And she had some Odin there. I had to get Odin. Actually, hold on. We'll redo this. We'll redo it. So, no country people with hard to understand Japanese. Oh, okay. The speed at which people would talk in Japanese was a problem for me because they just talk so much faster. So that was like sometimes hard to understand, I think. And then I'd sometimes confuse words, right? And that was actually I feel like my first experience doing that because, you know, when I've gone to other countries that I speak languages, or when I've gone to like Germany, and I've had like formal like German classes, I didn't have a formal Japanese class. So I was thinking like I confused a word. I was like Shinkansen is bullet train, but I was trying to go to Shimbashi. And I thought he said Shinkashi, and I was like, wait, bullet train? Bullet train? And then I immediately realized afterward, no, he was saying the bus goes next stop, because he said next stop, to Shimbashi, and like, it was an express line from there, so he was trying to say, hey, don't get on this bus unless you're really trying to just go to Shimbashi, and I was trying to go there, so I got off the bus, and then I like thought about it, and was like, oh, I should have stayed on that bus, I was going the right place, whatever else. So sometimes it'd be like, oh, I confused a word because I just did, right? But at this, back to, what was I talking about? The restaurant? Well, the izakaya place. Oh, Odin. I went to a restaurant and I was like, I'm not always hungry, and like at a certain time, like I'm like, okay. I said, you guys, yeah, we can go here. This seems fine. I might not eat. I said I might not eat. I'm not sure. Like I'm not that hungry. And then I saw that they had Odin on the menu, and I was like, oh, I have to get Odin because of One Piece, right? Yeah, the opposite, the Airport Express. It was actually going to the place I wanted to go, and I didn't hop on it, and then I hopped in the next bus, and I had to go through like a bunch of stops. So yeah, I basically, when I saw there was Odin on the menu, I was like, oh, I have to get Odin! And some of the like vegetables in there weren't like my favorite, but like the meat, the broth, oh, that was so good. Oh, Odin's good. So back to this izakaya place. Izakaya. Not an isekai. It was a very small bar/restaurant. You could smoke in it still, which I hate the smell of smoke, but boy was it worth it just to be in there. And like there was this old Japanese guy who was just cooking for us. You could just, you know, say like, oh, I want this, oh, I want this. And he didn't understand our accents very well. So if I tried to speak in Japanese, he couldn't understand me very well, I guess. And I think because I'm not a native Japanese speaker, which is interesting to me because I hadn't had that, but I also just didn't have like the most confidence in my speaking probably. So I was like trying to say something that was really tasty. It's like, what? Like I said, oh, and then I just end up saying like, hontoni oishii, and I was, thank you, he said. And I was like, and so anyway, there were a couple other people in there, like older people, and they probably wondered, like, oh, we got foreigners in here, but they had an English menu. The restaurant had like 5 stars. It was 23 reviews, but I guess we would give it a 5-star review. because it was great, and the guy was really awesome. It was just like a really good experience being in this restaurant. Again, I hate the smell of smoke. There's only like one person smoking in there anyway, I think, and he left after several drinks. He was very likely pretty drunk, and it was so tiny. It was hard to fit into. We went into this kind of like booth thing, and I couldn't put my feet down because it was so close to the wall. And yeah. Anyway, very fun experience. And that was one of my picks. Yeah, it was like the this is it. Like, this is it, guys. This is what we're here for. That it was one of those experiences. You were like, oh, this, yeah. It's like, honestly, this guy just has like a bar out of his house almost, or like it's very small. And I think my friend, she took pictures, I want to say, or my other friend Peter, he took pictures. All right, they're married, so whatever. She is my friend because of him, but she's my friend. Anyway, I don't like to take pictures in restaurants. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to appear touristy. I don't want to, I'm obviously a tourist, but I don't want to do that. And so I don't generally. And I also, some of the thing for me is just taking pictures is about like the experience. And where you go wrong is then, oh, I didn't take pictures. It's really hard to show people what I mean, to show people how cool it was. But at the same time, I really like the like, hey, I'm just living in the moment too. Like, I'm here. This is what I paid for the trip, right? I didn't pay to come take a picture. I can Google this, take a picture, right? This is like, I'm here right now. I'm enjoying the moment. I don't have to take pictures. That means I did take a few pictures of different things. I really wanted to see sakura blossoms, and I really thought we were gonna be way too early. But then we're in Yoyogi Park, okay? Yoyogi Koen, and what are these trees here? They're cherry blossoms, and a few of them were blooming. So I got to see cherry blossoms, and it was so cool, and I took pictures of that. And the next day, we're downtown Tokyo, like straight up downtown, and we're trying to go visit this, the Emperor's Palace. And we could not get in. It was really weird. There's like parks around. There's different things you could go to, but you could not get into the palace. Apparently, you need to like register or do this thing. But we saw more sakura blossoms. Oh, did I get just just pretty beautiful pink? Oh, so good. Because on my list of things, all right, this is sad actually. On my list of things to do in Japan, my friend came up with this huge list of stuff we could go. My only things were I wanted to eat food, I wanted to eat good food, I wanted to see sakura blossoms. I think that was probably on the list, and I wanted onigiri. And there's only one of those I didn't do, and that was I never ate onigiri. I never got any. Whenever I saw it, I was not in the mood because it was like I don't want onigiri for breakfast. I was like at the airport. I'm like, I don't want to get this right now. Because they actually have a lot of like breakfast places in Japan, in Tokyo specifically. I mean, I don't know a lot. There's like 140,000 restaurants there, so there's a good bit of like restaurants though that do American food, or sorry, a Western breakfast, and so I had like a lot of like breakfast, like toast and eggs, or sandwiches maybe. But the toast was like super thick. It was really good. And anyhow, I recommend getting breakfast. Just even like getting an American breakfast or Western breakfast, because it'll be different. It is going to be different at the end of the day than what it is in America. And I don't normally eat breakfast at restaurants in America, but I made an exception for Japan. Okay, because we're in Japan. You gotta do that, right? So delicious, wonderful. I shouldn't have even come on here. I should have been like, let's chat, or just chatting about Japan. That's what I should have done instead of Rocket League, I think, that should have been my day. Hopefully my brain is connecting the dots with Rocket League as I'm talking, because I'm not focusing a terrible amount, guys, on the game, if you couldn't tell. So see, what else do we have here? This one day, there's this one day where we were like, it was actually our very first full day there. And we're like, oh, we want to go get breakfast. So we looked at this place, this restaurant. Oh, it's called Sakura. Oh, let's go there. Not because of the name, but because it looked decent. We show up, it's a hotel. It was like, you could eat there, but it was like a buffet. It was like, it's a hotel, we'll go somewhere else. Oh, the Paris Cafe. Wow, they look like they've got cool food. We show up, we sit down, there's not a whole lot of people in there. We look at the menu and it says, and like the guy already brought us waters. We look at the menu and it says like, due to equipment failure, we can't make food. And we're like, what? So we had like a coffee and it was like, oh, well, you've got these tarts on here, these cheesecake, sweet dishes, you know. Okay, there's 6 of them. I choose this one, my friend chooses this one. Comes back. Oh, we're out of those. What? Yeah, we're out of those. Okay. Then we'll both have this one. We're both gonna do this strawberry dish. Comes back. There's only one of those. Sorry, we only have one left. Okay, I'll do this different dish instead. The dish I got was really good, but it was not much of a breakfast. Very sweet. You know, it's a very dessert for breakfast. That was like our strikeout day for some things. You know, it was like strikeout morning. Like, wow. First we try to go to a restaurant and it's a hotel restaurant. Like a very small hotel restaurant. And then we go to a place that doesn't even have food. But it was pretty funny. So anyway, that was another great experience. I did buy Japanese candy. Here's the funny mix-up. To me, they have a lot of snacks in the grocery store. Sorry, they have a lot of snacks in the konbini, the convenience store, that look like desserts. And you get them, and you eat them, and they're soy sauce flavored. They're not desserts. They look exactly like desserts, and they're a disappointment. So I had some dango that had like soy sauce, some sort of flavor on it. And that's my bad. But it was right next to the freaking donuts. Like, I literally got these churros covered in chocolate, which were freaking delicious, from 7-Eleven. And they were just like a packaged churro donut covered in chocolate. And then I got like some dango next to it, and they were like a savory treat. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then another day, I go in, and I get what looks like a Japanese snack, and oh, is this brownie? It looks like crisp brownie pieces, like a brownie brittle, if you know what that is. Like, wow, I want to try this. It literally said soy sauce on it. I didn't read it. It said it in English. Didn't read it. Well, but I'd first seen this thing that looked like either muffins or like a chocolate chip cookie from the picture, and it was like a crisp. So I'm like, oh, this is like a cookie crisp thing. Oh, let's try this. I didn't even open it. After I had the brownie ones, I looked. It didn't say soy sauce in English, but sure as heck said soy sauce in Japanese. So yeah, those are my like, oh, I'm trying to eat dessert. Oh, it's soy sauce flavored. Ew, gross. But there's also plenty of desserts. They had Mr. Donutsu. You know, Mr. Donut? Yeah, that's an actual thing. You've seen that before. I did go to a Mr. Donut, and I had some delicious jasmine tea. The nice thing there is, like, yeah, tea is pretty standard. So, like, I would just, like, get tea sometimes instead of water. They just bring me tea. Okay. I didn't have a donut from Mr. Donut, but my friend did. Yeah, one night we were picking up his wife from the train station. We ate really late, but I didn't want to get something to eat at Mr. Donut to like ruin my appetite, so I just had jasmine tea. Anyway, we then went to this train restaurant. And keep in mind, like, you know, you might think like train restaurants not that great. Completely different in Tokyo. Completely different. Oh, we went to this small udon place. Oh my gosh. This is the only very first time trying udon. Absolutely delicious. not only was it incredibly delicious, but I also got like some tempura, some like shrimp tempura with it, and oh my goodness, was that so good. I'm gonna miss the tempura. I'm gonna miss the tonkatsu. I'm especially gonna miss karage. I freaking love karage. I'll tell you what. I love all the unhealthy stuff. Isn't that the American thing? Like, oh, I go to Japan, I love all the unhealthy stuff. I only had ramen once. My very first night, and it was good, but I'll tell you what I really like. I'm a huge fan of miso shiro. What? Miso shiro. Miso soup. I really love miso soup. And like around here, I'll get it with like tofu in it. That's like how it is. But you know what they have? These little tiny clams. There's like freaking so many tiny clams in a lot of this miso soup. And the flavor is just incredible. It is so good. It is salty, but it's just like after you've been walking around long. We went to a rotating sushi bar. I had like 5 plates of sushi. I had some miso soup, green tea, water. It cost me 930 yen, I think. It was like $6. And while the sushi was not, to the quality level of the omakase sushi I had, it's freaking better than a lot of sushi over here. Yeah, it was freaking delicious. So that was a fantastic miso soup. The miso soup I had with my tonkatsu one time, oh, so good. Gosh, I just love miso soup. So I'm gonna miss the food, and I was missing like American food to a certain extent. I really wanted a burger, right? Because they have burgers in Japan, but I did not want to get a burger because I'm like I'm in Japan. Yes, I could get a burger. Like that is a thing. There's burger places, but I really will look like I'm like the American coming in and having a burger, right? So we were in this like food court in the bottom of like a kind of like a mall thing, and once again. It's not like normal food courts in America that kind of suck for the most part, from my understanding, from my finding. This is pretty good food. And what did I eat? I ate some karage. In fact, I ate too much. I got too much food. I'm like, hey man, you want some karage? To my friend, I was like, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, hey, you want this? This is too much. It wasn't the greatest karage I had because they didn't come with like mayonnaise. I think I could have grabbed some or something. I don't know. Usually it's got like some sort of mayonnaise with it and a sauce or something like that, and then it's really good. But I had like I had something else with it. Oh, like a pork broth or something. Anyway, I didn't take a picture of it. Maybe he did. I don't think I did. It was pretty good, but there was a place called Wagyu Burger in there, and I looked at it. I should have just gotten it. I'm too cheap, right? I saw that it was like $15 American. And I didn't want to do not even that much. And I didn't want to spend it because like meanwhile it was like 2,000 yen. Meanwhile I'm spending, 1,500. I don't know. Oh, I got a great ginger ale. That was the other thing there. I got a great, incredible ginger ale. It was so good. At that restaurant. Anyway, here we are. And lo and behold, a couple people come up to us and they've got Wagyu Burger, and oh my gosh, I wish I would have gotten Wagyu Burger. But I didn't want to get Wagyu Burger. I didn't want to get burgers in Japan. Because I didn't want to be that American getting burgers in Japan. But actually, like, burgers are like my favorite food, if you don't know. So, like, the other thing was like, sometimes like I really wanted to like for the very first days, I for sure, and I think probably every day, I really wanted protein. I just really wanted protein. I just really need, we were walking around a lot too, and like way more exercise than I normally get. I lost weight going to Japan, even though I ate this fried food. Anyway, I really wanted protein, so it's like, no, udon, like soba, udon don't like sound great to me. I want protein. But you can have like meat with those things, right? And what place did I go to? I went to that place that had udon. And then I went to a place. Oh yeah, I went to a restaurant in Kyoto. And oh man, I'm pretty sure that was really good. Oh yeah, I had Oyakodon. I decided on, get this binky. I said, oh. Well, first off, the English menu didn't call it Oyakodon. Some of the menus were like combined like English and Japanese, right? But this was just like straight like English. And I was like, all right. I said, oh, I want Oyakodon, and it came with like, Oyakodon and soba. Came with like soba, and I always thought for some reason like soba's cold, but you can get it hot. I went, oh my gosh. Oh, it was called like chicken and egg rice dish. That's what it was called, I think. It was chicken and egg rice dish. Or rice bowl. It was rice bowl. Yeah. And so I just called it Oyakodon because I was like, oh, this is Oyakodon. But honestly, I was eating it. And I think it was too rich for me. There was like too much of like the egg and chicken. Anyway, I was like, I ate like too much of that. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of like, oh, this is too much for me. But the soba, oh my gosh, soba's so good. I was like, I had no idea how good it was. So good there. It was so good. So I was really the one day, like I said, that we accidentally took the airport express. We ended up missing lunch because of it. So that was like a day that like was not great because I was very hungry. I ate like a snack that I brought with me from America. That was like just some like trail mix. Okay, I brought like extra trail mix packs just to be safe. And yeah, anyway, I was pretty upset because I'm like, man, the whole point of Japan, not the whole point. One of the points of Japan is I just want to eat a bunch of food, and I missed a meal. So I was not happy about that because I was like, man, I missed a meal. And then that night we ate at a delicious restaurant once again, in like kind of a food area. Well, like there's several restaurants, kind of a mall, but it was like an outdoor one. It was almost like my goodness, they charged like a house plate fee. Like you had to get like a cabbage and a sauce. Like they provided it. They're like, oh, this is the charge or whatever. Dang, man, I liked the cabbage. I don't usually like cabbage, but it was like very green, nice cabbage. It wasn't purple cabbage. Purple cabbage I don't really like. I would have this cabbage and this sauce, and it was delicious. And I got the chicken on the stick at that place, and I got the karage. That was so good, such good karage. And of course, rice. You know, I had to order rice too. That was for sure. So good, so good. What else did we eat? What else? I'm just talking about all the meals right now. I'm gonna have to repeat this all when I see Esther. You know it. Like, she's gonna ask about all this. But I better talk about it while it's fresh in my mind, and while I've got it on the air. There was something I had. There was some connection I had there to that. Yeah, I skipped that meal. I skipped lunch, but I had like a delicious dinner. But the soba, that one place, was super good in Kyoto. A lot of good meals in Kyoto. Oh, one of the things. This is what I was thinking of, but yeah, save the VOD. Yeah, I need to. One of the things that I really thought was gonna be more of was like food stands in Tokyo, or food places that we thought, oh, you could just grab up and go. You can just grab this food and leave. And the day we missed lunch was one of those days we were trying to do that. We were like, can we just find something? Because we were going through these train stations. We were trying to get to this museum, right? That was part of it. And anyway. We're like looking through. I was gonna say I hate paying for museum. Museum is good. It's good to pay for, but I'd be like very surprised. We went to like we walked by. We spent a long time walking by this area, trying to go to like this geisha museum at a different point, and it was the geisha like experience where they're like gonna do something like whatever else, you know, like a historical thing. Anyway, we get there. 7,000 yen, and if you want the experience, it was like another 6,000 yen. It was a 7,000 yen like tea thing. So we're not gonna spend $100 on this. This is stupid. But a lot of the other ones, it was like, I think it was like $1,200 or $2,000. Sorry, 1,200 yen or like 2,000 yen, which is like $15 for this museum, where it was like an architectural and an art museum. It was pretty cool. The problem is I'm just not really into art, right? So I don't get the appreciation for it that other people do. Back to street foods. That was the day we wanted to like find stuff. So like, we were missing that in Tokyo. Like, where's like the street food? I really wanted street food. Yo, we get to Kyoto, Nishiki markets. My goodness, did they have an insane amount of food. And I didn't understand this. We were going to these markets, so I ate breakfast right beforehand. Because I was a little annoyed sometimes because I'd be waiting for people in the morning, and I was like, hey, I really thought we were going to get breakfast. Like, Peter and I have been doing this, and when his wife joined us, it was like, we were kind of... So I was, like, very hungry, and so I just, we're going to stop here at this breakfast place because she wants coffee, I'll get breakfast or whatever. I got some hot chocolate there. Delicious hot chocolate, but it's way too rich for me. Are you sensing a thing? There's like, if there's a richness of food, it makes me feel bad. I felt so bad. I drank too much of it. Like, it wasn't even that huge. It was just like, a normal cup, like a coffee cup. Like, whatever. And anyway, the point is, I got this hot chocolate, and it made me not feel great. So when we went to these marketplaces, I saw all this stuff, like karage, all these different things, and I didn't get any of it. Very sad. And then we went back the next day, and I got a little bit, I think. All right, what did I get? I actually don't know if I got any of it again. But I got, I bought some like candy and stuff like that. But I actually never had takoyaki. I had a takoyaki there. No, actually I couldn't. Maybe the hot chocolate. The thing is, I've always been this way. I can't handle rich food so much. Like, that's why I don't like cheesecake, because the very first cheesecake I had, I was 18 years old. I bit into cheesecake, thought, oh, this is really good. And then I had like another bite, it's like, oh, huh. And then another bite, I was like, no, I don't like this. This is not good. It's too rich. But yeah, it's a specifically me thing. But anyhow, that same day that I had this hot chocolate, there's so many vending machines in Japan. There's so many vending machines. And they're not like, $3.50 for a Coke. It's like, all right, $1.20 for a Coke. So I see this 500 milliliter can of Pepsi. I'm like, I gotta try this. This is great. I gotta try it. It was like less than 200 yen. It was like 180 yen. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was 200 yen. But that's like $1.30 or $1.40. $1.50. I should not have done that. There's a reason. We go back to Japan. It's very, very bad culturally to waste stuff. So I'm drinking this Pepsi. Oh my gosh. It was like too big for me. 500 milliliters, but it's too big for me. And I drank the whole thing. So that after the hot chocolate, that was a while after the hot chocolate, but like, I should not have done that. So I just felt crap. I felt like crap the whole day. Basically, because I was just like, I had this really rich hot chocolate, stomach doesn't feel great, whatever else. And then like, that's right, because that's the night that I ended up going to that restaurant with the soba. So I had sake. I wanted to try sake once. I don't drink. I just like generally don't drink. So I do like sake. I just don't generally drink, right? I was very hungry. I drank some sake before I ate. I started to feel it, like, right away. Just basically. It was, like, barely any sake. Probably, right? Thankfully, I just shared it with friends, because, like, I don't drink. It's too much for me. So then I was eating, and then with the oyakodon, I almost felt sick. That was where I felt kind of sick, and I was like, that's where I felt like I thought I was going to throw up. And that was the day that I had the really hot chocolate, and that was the day that I had the Pepsi, and then I had like the sake, and so I was like one little like thing of sake, very small glass. I mean, like it's this big. It's really tiny. It's not something that should make you sick, but it was like mixed. I ate afterward. I should have drank it after I ate, because I felt fine. Like I didn't feel like any drunk or anything like that when I ate. It was just that I like kind of felt sick to my stomach. So that was the one day of like, wow. Mistakes were made with how I ate things, drank things, did not feel well. But I never got, never had any issues with eating, like, getting sick from eating food or anything like that. There was nothing like, oh, you ate raw fish, you ate undercooked. No, I didn't worry about any of that. Never got sick, never had an issue, which was great. But back to these markets. So, I did get, like, this one fried potato thing. But it needed salt, man, so bad. But it was really cool. that they had in these markets, and it all just looked so good. And then I think the next day when I went back, I just didn't really. It was in the morning again, or it was like earlier. I didn't feel like it, but it was still a cool experience. But when I wanted this street food, it wasn't there. It was in Tokyo when I was looking. But when I went to Kyoto, I found this street food. I was like, oh yeah, this is the stuff. So very cool, very awesome. But yeah, these vending machines, I asked my friend Peter, I was like, Peter, why are these vending machines so cheap? And he was like, it's competition. There's just so many of these vending machines that they keep the price down. Like, oh wow, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. Because there's just like a ton of vending machines. That was just like one of my favorite things. It's like, oh, I would just go, and if you've ever seen Steins Gate, they got like DK Pepper. Literally right outside, like our first night in Tokyo, there's like Dr. Pepper out of these vending machines. And I had to get it. It's like, I drank it the next day. I was like, oh, refreshing DK Pepper. I don't think I saw Diet Coke at all. And I wonder if it's like because aspartame's not good for you. And they just don't allow it or what? Oh my gosh, gacha machines? Hold on. We're gonna just completely stop. What is up with Japan and gacha machines? There is an absurd number of gacha machines in Tokyo. You go to these places and it says gaming area. Oh, you think like, oh, it's an arcade. It says it's an arcade. They're all gacha machines. I don't want to pay for freaking little useless toys. I don't know. Anyhow, there's so many gacha machines in Japan. It's absurd. And then when I went somewhere and there weren't a lot of gacha machines, I was like, where are all the gacha machines? Why aren't they here? But there were some gacha machines at like a Nintendo store. That was really cool because it came with like old style controllers, controller like keys. Here, let me grab one. Actually, I grabbed two. It came with like a part of an NES, let's say, or a part of a Super a Nintendo, a SNES, and so it'd be like, oh, part of a controller, and it's got like actual working buttons, and so these were like 600 yen. It was like $4. And you could put them get them in a gacha machine. So I got a couple because like I just think these are super cool. These are very cool keychains. I really like old style controller. Like I just like, you know, retro console stuff. And so this is very cool to me. Very happy I got those, and they weren't expensive. So there was a lot of stuff in Japan that I did pass up on, right? Things that I could have gotten, things that I just didn't want to spend money on. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think, you know, there's anything wrong when you go to a country. You know, like, yes, you want to enjoy yourself, but you know what? You're still there. You still can like use a budget, right? And so I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. And so, you know, I mean, overall, I probably spent like $2,400 on the trip, maybe. I mean, the flight was really good, and the hotels were very cheap. The food really wasn't that expensive. I had a couple expensive meals, and then I bought like a lot of stuff for not just myself, but a lot for my brother and stuff like that too. So I haven't totaled it because part of it was like I was getting gifts for him from like my parents to give him too, because I was like, oh, he'll want this, and stuff like that, and you know, anyway, yeah, for his birthday, that is. Yeah, it was so worthwhile. I mean, if I can get a flight like that again, that'd be awesome, because that just makes it so much better. I feel like there's more for me to talk about with these markets. Just like the amount of people that were going through these markets. There's so many people. I mean, tourists, but also I think like the actual Japanese people themselves who live there would go to these markets, and you could get fresh food. You could, you know, you can get all these like meat and chicken and meat and fish, and things like that. Like they had a lot of unagi there. Looked good. Like stuff looked tasty that I kind of wanted to try. You know, some of it was a little bit more like, oh, I don't want to spend $5 on this right now. But really, if you think about it, $5 is not a lot for what they were asking. But it's like, oh, I don't need this right now. I'll wait. Welcome to West. Yeah. Welcome to the cheap side of things, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. So, what else was there? So my friend wanted to find, like, if you've ever seen Frieren Beyond Journey's End. if you haven't seen it and you watch anime, I recommend it. If you read manga, I recommend it. Very good. But he wanted to get a Frieren outfit. So we went looking for so many cosplay stores, and man, did they just not have stuff. Their selections were either incredibly small or like non-existent, and very little stuff for the guys. And he wanted a Frieren outfit. Literally Frieren herself. Because his wife got Himmel. They wanted to dress up, and so he was never able to find a large enough Frieren outfit. He only found one, the first place we looked. But like, what was up with this? We're like, why are there's all these like cosplay stores, kind of, or something like that. And they don't actually have stuff. What the heck? And a lot of stores, like K-Books, same name, different stuff in like every store. I was like, what? What is in here? My goodness, how long have we been streaming for? An hour and 10 minutes of talking about this crap. All right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is the longest warm-up we've had in a while, but this is good for us. We actually need this. Unfortunately, I'm gonna ultimately need to just warm up by like playing the game and facing people and getting used to how fast people play. Because it's been 2 weeks, and while I've maintained some mechanical skill, I've lost some. And then, as you can tell, and then also, I've lost the like pace of play stuff. I went to one of the other things I wanted to do when I was in Japan is I'm into knife sharpening. I like sharpening knives. That's me. I have a nice Japanese knife that I don't want to use with my particular knife sharpener I have. My diamond plate. So I really wanted these Japanese whetstones, okay, for sharpening knives, sharpening stones. And I'd seen them on Amazon, and I was like, you know what? Let's find these in Japan. So okay, Kapabashi. This is like the where the cooks go, cooks go to get stuff, supplies. There's a bunch of knives. Oh man, if there's something that's expensive in Japan, Japanese knives. Let me tell you, very expensive, but incredible quality. No, I did not buy any knives, but it was really cool to look. But I mean, like you'd be like, you look at this knife, is oh, that's a $500 knife. What? For cooking. It's because it's such a good quality knife, and you'll use it for your lifetime. But I'm not at that point in my life. Maybe there'll be a day when I can afford to spend $20,000 on kitchen knives, getting like a nice set. Because you definitely can spend that much in Japan. But today is not that day, my friends. So anyway, we look at these places, and sure enough, I found my sharpening stones. I ended up spending, I think, 9,300 yen, like $65. On Amazon, one of those was like $50. What savings? Now, mind you, I did have to get it back home, so that did, yeah, they were heavy. My bag at the airport, I'm gonna say yesterday, but it's technically yesterday, actually. My bag at the airport yesterday. But it feels like so long ago. What time is it right now? See, it was not technically yesterday for Japan anymore. It's technically 2 days ago, because now it's midnight. Crazy how that works, right? No. Yeah, midnight? Yeah, let me think. Yes, it's now midnight. I was a little bit overweight on the luggage, hence why I said carrying around like 70 pounds of stuff, because I had a carry-on that I was bringing, which the zipper broke to. Of course, like the zipper broke right away to this carry-on. I put it in my bag, in my checked bag. I put this carry-on. Go to use a carry-on when I'm in Japan. I was letting my friend borrow it. Zipper broke. Turns out it's one that like the zipper's been wearing off, messed up on. The zipper I could put back on, but eventually, of course, the day I go to leave, the zipper full on breaks. So that's great. You know, carry on with the break. So I'm at the I'm putting my luggage on. I'm getting ready to come back home from Japan. Put my luggage at United's place in Tokyo, the Haneda airport. And it weighs over the 23 kilograms. It weighs 24.4 pounds. So I go into I take stuff out. I mean, these sharpening stones are in there. They're surely heavy. But she's like, hey, you can take out a couple pair of pants. You got like a couple pair of jeans in there. Just take out a couple pair of jeans. So I took out a couple pair of pants, like my pajamas. Exactly 23 kilograms on the dot. Boom, baby. We're good to go. So we were good to go. And we did make it home. I had to carry it through, like as a personal item. This my dirty laundry. But thankfully, I had like a Pokemon bag I brought with me from like 2022 or 2023 NAIC that I got in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. Yep. So these are my heavy bags. I like the Rocket League gameplay we've got going on here. It's Noah trying to remember how to play. This just in, Noah forgets how to play. In a game he has over 2,000 hours on, he doesn't remember what button does what. That's not true. Not true. Yeah, I think the best meal I had, it's very hard to debate. It's either the place that I had that insanely good karage from, or it was the tonkatsu. My goodness, I want them again. We went to this samurai. Again, here's a more expensive thing. Samurai and Ninja Museum with an experience where we got to throw these plastic / rubbery shuriken. It was actually good. I made it to the final round and then lost. But it was like an educational thing. It was like 3,000 yen. It was about 30 or $20, 22 US dollars. But you know what? That really wasn't that bad for a museum. But like, these are the museum fees I added up. You know, I ended up spending like $45 on museums. What? I went to a manga museum. You could literally read manga in the museum. They had manga over all the walls, and you could just read it all. Kind of cool. I did read a little bit of Arale. I didn't actually read it. I just looked at the pictures. Like, oh, this is Akira Toriyama's, first work. Well, not first work, but first manga that he entirely did. I'm pretty sure. Anyway. Saw that. That was a pretty cool museum. They were like, how did you hear about our museum? And I pointed to my friend and I said, from him! So then they go up to him and they're like, how did you hear about our museum? Oh my goodness. Binky, you will not... The amount of people that, man, I'm really struggling. Hold on. Wait. I guess I don't flip into this one, do I? Okay. The amount of women there that work at stores, if they work at a store, like a convenience store or whatever else, anything like the person who worked at the museum, who talk in anime voices. Like, it's completely not their real voice. They're specifically trying to talk to you in like an anime voice. I was like, what? Why is this is a thing? You know, it was funny. Okay, not everyone was like that either. It was like, just it depends on the locations, and the places you would go to. Aegyo. Aegyo. That's what Koreans call it? Okay. Did you go to any maid cafe? No, I did not. Nope, we did not do that. Years ago, we talked about it, and I was like, I don't want to. And he was like, maybe gonna make me. But I think because he has a wife now, he doesn't feel the need to go to a maid cafe. And I was like, I don't need to go. But we did see a couple. We did see a couple of maid cafes. They had people like advertising these places too. Girls out in like outfits, like advertising some of these places. Like, no good. I'm good. Oh, Goshuchun Sama? No Goshuchun Sama for me? Yeah. I'm getting up to date on my messages. Did I accept any flyers? I did not accept any flyers, no. I ignored the people with flyers. I didn't think about it at the time. I could have like grabbed flyers from people just for like a souvenir. But nah. Alright, this is our real practice map here. Guys, I don't feel practice. I think I will play some ranked 1s today, not 2s. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I'm not gonna lie. I've had like 10 hours. I've had like 7 hours of sleep, maybe 8 the last 2 days. Like, shared between a couple days. Last night I went to late kind of bed. Last night after I got home, I went to bed kind of late. Like, I was up because I got home late, and then I was like, you know, like, oh, here's the stuff I got. Oh, here's stuff for my brother's birthday. Blah 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 blah. I have him open this, and yeah. Anyway, it was just I ended up staying up a little bit late. I went to bed, and then I woke up at 8 a.m. on the dot, like on the dot, just about there. Like oh, I guess my clock's fast. Like 7:58, maybe. Okay. I was gonna go back to bed, and I didn't. I just decided, nope, I'm getting up. So I got up, and I hopped on here for the live stream. Right? That's clearly what we're doing. Oh, well, I ate breakfast. I got ready, ate breakfast, hopped up for the live stream. So here we are with the live stream now. And so I thought, you know what, I might not be very good at Rocket League today. Because this is like the day back. This is the warm-up day completely. Tomorrow's probably, you know, give me a week. Maybe honestly, probably just give me like a day. I'll feel it. Because I think I'm going to get like an insane amount of confidence randomly. And when that happens, you just play well. It used to be in Counter-Strike. Back in the good old days when I used to play FPS games, if I went away for a week, I would come back playing better than when I left. And I think that was a confidence thing. And also just a, hey, I finally relaxed. I took a week off of this, and hey, I'm back. This game is not like that exactly. You know, I can't come back and just like, hey, my crosshair is snapping to the enemy's heads because there's no enemy heads to snap to with the crosshair. I gotta say, I've really been thinking lately about getting back into Counter-Strike. I really have. As weird as it may seem, I've really thought about it. Not like thought. I'm kind of emphasizing that I thought about it too much, but I've had very like I'll see something about Counter-Strike and I'll be like, man, I kind of want to get back into it. And it used to be that if there was a game I wanted to go pro at years ago, I felt like I could go pro in Counter-Strike. I think I could now still. I always think I can do something though. I'm never gonna put limits on myself because I can't do that. You start limiting yourself, and that's where you go wrong. You know, never limit yourself, right? But, I mean, yes, there's physical limits, kind of to a certain extent. Like, oh, I'm gonna grow to be 100 feet tall. Like that's not happening. Anyway, you know, stupid things like that. But when it comes to like applying yourself, you know, I just feel like I can do it. So years ago, I was like, if I wanted to play Counter-Strike every day, I could potentially go professional on that. And so I never did. I never wanted to. I got into League of Legends. I got into Rocket League now. Kind of thought, hey, Rocket League, maybe that'd be a cool game to go pro in. I don't disagree. I think it would be. But my heart has always longed for the FPS games, I think. I don't know, maybe not. I think for a while, at least it hasn't with Rocket League. I've been really into that. But I've had a few thoughts lately about, oh, I'll see something about Counter-Strike 2. Man, kind of wish I was good at that game again. I think it would take me a couple months to get back. I don't think it would take me... Maybe it would take me like a few months, 6 months. No, I don't think I would go professional or anything like that, by the way. But these are my random thoughts of like, man, I could play Counter-Strike again. But like I said, I almost just completely decided I'm not going to play games. I'm not going to come back and play stuff, but that's what we're doing. I think we're going to keep streaming, live streaming for the next few months. Next couple months. I think if I don't kind of take off to a certain extent or see a lot of growth, that is, either in the YouTube or Twitch or whatever it may be, if I don't see a whole lot of growth by like May time frame, thank you, Binky, I'm probably going to start thinking about not doing anything. Like, I'm going to cut out video games entirely. That's my thought. We'll see how I feel later on. I'm tired right now, but that was my thought before I left for Japan, actually. So, but I think what I'm going to start doing then is grinding even harder. Playing Rocket League, not Counter-Strike. Playing Rocket League, creating YouTube clips, and, you know, uploading them to YouTube, obviously. And just seeing if we can grow the channel that way. And if I can grow my YouTube channel enough, start making money from that, then I'm not going to stop. Then I'm not going to stop. We're going to keep going. Not TikTok. You know, honestly, if I truly wanted to make money from it, if I truly wanted to do something, TikTok probably is a good option. I'm an anti-TikTok person, and like, that's the problem. I've been anti-TikTok from like day one. Like, that's just how it is. Just like, no, I don't want a TikTok. I don't want TikTok. I don't want TikTok. Blah, 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 blah. It's not that I don't think there's opportunity there. I think there is opportunity there. And probably I can capitalize on that opportunity. Well, surely. It just, TikTok's algorithm like shows it to so many people. You can get so much. But do I want to go down that road? I don't know. I don't know if I want to go down that road. YouTube is a similar thing. But it's a very, like, for me, it's, you know, it's an old school thing because I've been YouTube. As of May 1st, I will have been on YouTube with my channel for 15 years. May 1st, 2010 is when I created my YouTube channel. So, 15 years is older than some of these people watching. It's crazy. It's older than some people on TikTok. It's older than some people on YouTube. I mean, I wasn't even 15 years old when I started my YouTube channel. I'm now older. I've had my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel's longer. Sorry, my YouTube channel is older than I was when I made it. That's the truth. I remember the night I made it too. I remember the night. Good old days. 2010. I was back in the Modern Warfare 2. I remember it because I didn't have a whole lot of content. You know, the internet was still relatively new then, I feel. Like, in 2010, I had high speed at the time internet. It was probably like 30 megabits per second. Maybe. Something like that. I mean, my internet used to cut out when I was playing Call of Duty with people. 4 hours Nazi zombie game, doing an Easter egg, and then internet cuts out. And that's the last time I had AT&T. But, you know, the point is... Oh, YouTube. I'd known about YouTube for a few years. Came out in 2005, right? 2010 is 5 years after that. I probably watched my first YouTube video in 2007, 2006, maybe. I don't even know. I don't even know. I really wish I could see the first YouTube video. I remember the video. I don't know what the title is or was. I don't know if it's on YouTube anymore. A lot of old YouTube videos have been taken down by people. My point was, you know, someone had shown me this person. I think it was Yeah, it's Patrick. Patrick's the reason I have my YouTube channel. Patrick's the reason for a lot of things. Minecraft, YouTube. Anyway, Patrick Girl showed me Woot Nessie on YouTube. Back when Machinima was like a thing. And Woot Nessie was really good at throwing knives. Had a tutorial. I watched this tutorial. I used to just throw knives all the time. Just straight up, I wanted to be good at throwing knives. I was pretty good at throwing knives, actually, though. Because I played only with throwing knives. I'd be like, I'm going to go into free-for-alls, just use throwing knives, win the game. Maybe shoot like a couple, win the game, win the game, win the game. If you can win the game with throwing knives, probably decent. In a free-for-all against like 10, 15 other people. Anyway. Not 10 other people. 9 other people. So, I created this YouTube channel. What am I gonna name it? Throwing Knife Killer. There you go. Because I kill people with throwing knives in Modern Warfare 2. That's what it was. That's how it developed. And that was almost 15 years ago. But it was like, I think it was like I made it after midnight. I think it was like, yo, I'm actually gonna do this. I'm like, hey, I'm old enough, I can make a YouTube channel, and I'm like, I understand. I have to be very safe. I have to be very careful. You know, I was aware of stuff. I wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna make this, you know, I'm gonna make this account and anybody on the internet can talk. No, I was like, yeah, anybody on the internet can talk to me. I'm gonna be very careful. And I was, right? And I still am. So, but now I'm an adult and I'm the threat. That's not good. It's like me being in Japan. Like when I'm like the tall foreigner at night. You know, like, oh, I'm the threat. I shouldn't be worried about anybody. I'm the threat. You know, it's like, oh, I'm almost 31 online. I'm almost 30 years old online. I'm the threat. It's not that someone's gonna like, well, someone's still probably gonna take advantage of me, actually. I'm not the threat anyway. Like, let's be clear. I just meant like, from someone's viewpoint. They're like, oh, I don't want you talking to a 30-year-old person. That's how it was back in the old days. That's how it still is. Oh, I'm 14 on this YouTube account. All these 30-year-olds. No, I'm not 30. But I'm not 29. Anyway. Pointless. Pointless. The point is, I'm a tired boy. Very tired right now. It's fine earlier. We're gonna go play some Rocket League. We're playing some Rocket League. I've been warming up for an hour and a half. It's a good time to have an hour and a half warm-up session when we can talk about vacation, talk about Japan, and get back into the swing of things. So. Yo, do we have any other Japan experiences we need to talk about? We've talked a lot. Oh, hot water in Japan. Hot water is interesting. So if you go to like, well, a hotel's gonna have hot water wherever, right? But a lot of the houses, the hot water, like, it's not like a boiler that's always on or like a hot water heater that's like always running. It's like you have to physically press a switch to turn on hot water, and you turn it off when you leave so that you don't waste energy. But that being said, the water does not heat up incredibly fast. Even if you have this thing on, I noticed out of the faucets it wouldn't heat up fast. Out of the shower or the bath, yeah. Out of the faucets, it would take a while to heat up. So you'd be like washing your hands with cold water, like you'd wait to wash your hands. Did I already go through the squishy saves? Yeah, okay. But at like some of the public bathrooms, because there were quite a few bathrooms, not a whole lot of trash cans in Japan. I found out because apparently they had a trash can bombing in like a train station many years ago, and that's like why they don't have trash cans, which I didn't realize. It makes sense. So, and so people just hold their trash there. They bring it with you. You bring it with you, put it in your bag, whatever else. But in a couple of these bathrooms, like, oh my gosh, the water was freezing. Oh, and I went to like 2 different bathrooms. I'm a germaphobe, right? And I gotta wash my hands a lot. Like a lot. And yes, I need soap. And I, lo and behold, like 2 times, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom right now. There's a bathroom right here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom right now. There's signs on the wall that say like, wash your hands, you know, soap, whatever else. There's literally no soap. Not even a spot for soap. I'm like, what are they, why? So I like brought out the hand sanitizer. You always bring hand sanitizer with you when you travel. When taking showers, you had to turn the hot water's special device, which was the bathroom itself. You're probably supposed to turn it off too. So you don't turn it off after you know, like you just at least had to turn it off after the stay. That was for sure. I did turn it off like one other time, like. But I was wondering why the water was cold. I think, and then when I first got there, because I like didn't know. Oh my gosh, the water's so cold. And I was like, oh, I gotta turn the hot water on. Weird. In America, the hot water's just on. Like, there are a few things that, I mean, obviously I live in America, right? I'm from America. I want to live in America. There are things I'm gonna like better than what I liked in Japan. There's a lot of things in Japan that they do like an awesome, you know, the right way. I think like no tipping. They pay their workers a reasonable salary instead of having stupid tip culture. Taxes included in prices. So when you pay for something, it's, oh, that's with the tax. Okay, cool. Now I know how much my food is gonna be. Stuff like that, you know. Which honestly, I wish there wasn't sales tax on like restaurants when you're eating. Cause like I know there's not in grocery stores, and yes, going to a restaurant is like a luxury. And that's probably why, but like, still. But the Japan sales tax is 10%. Like that's a lot higher. But things are more reasonably priced too. So, so technically I could do like tax-free things there if I spend a certain amount, and like they'd be like, hey, you want tax-free? You want tax-free? But I've been told it's such a hassle, such a pain in the butt to do tax-free stuff. You have to fill out these forms, figure out like what the heck to do. That I just never did that, and so I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. So I probably could have saved like maybe $50 US, probably not even if I had, you know, done this. Maybe 20, and it would have probably been like a huge hassle. And and I might have even had to fill out like even more forms because it was like, you know, saving $5 for this one or $10 for this one, $10 for this one, $10 for this one. Yeah. I digress. But I think a couple of things, I mean, obviously, like I said, the Japanese people are so nice. That goes for like the waiters. Like I never felt like I was bothering. Maybe like I never felt like, hey, this person's upset with me. Like this, or that. Well, actually, I had one that was like, oh, I think I misunderstood. Whatever. I was like, oh shoot, I probably should have said something wrong, different here, or whatever else, or like I was misunderstanding. That's like a miscommunication thing. That's different. And I don't know that was a real issue. But I never had like, hey, I'm at a restaurant and I asked the server, or I asked the hostess, hey, can we sit at a table because my grandfather can't really sit in booths, and she's like all stressed out and like seems very frustrated that I asked that. It's like, no, that wouldn't happen in Japan. Why would it happen in Japan? It shouldn't even happen here. Are they earnest or just acting well? I think a little bit of both. I mean, yes, I think it's just part of the culture that they are just nice, and it is 100% part of the culture. If they're gonna be, there's more of a passive aggressiveness, but I didn't feel like any passive aggressiveness. You know what I mean? I didn't feel unwelcome. You know, I think there, you know, maybe there's some like communication things, but no, it's generally like, you know, thank you for coming, thank you for, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so there's a lot of at least seemed very genuine. It didn't seem like this just a fake thing. It was, I mean, it's probably culturally bred into you. Infused. Cultural infusions. Oh, my goodness, guys. It's time to go back to free play. Yeah, the airline people I didn't have a great time with yesterday. No, I mean, one of the people was not the most happy. Sometimes they'll give you like a whole can of soda when you ask for soda, and like, come on, they did not do that. You did not do that. I'm thirsty over here. I was specifically asking for soda so that I could get more to drink than just a little tiny glass of water. But yeah, it was more like the whole restaurant thing. I mean, like every time someone, you know, like go into a restaurant and they're helpful, and they're, oh, here's an English menu. But like, it still is like, oh, just, you know, like you waved to them, or like, oh, yeah, I'll come over. You know, it's very like, oh, whatever. And there's like, oh, thank you so much for coming, and like, and then like they tell the crew basically like if they said like, basically something like thank you for coming or whatever, then like someone else that heard them on there, like that worked at the place, would also be like, oh, thanks for coming, you know, thanks for coming, like the cooks or whomever. It's like, oh, so nice. And I'm just like, I really appreciate like the bowing to each other and like thanking each other, different things like that, because I felt like I was doing those things. I felt pretty culturally sensitive and aware. I'm sure there's some things that I was not aware about. Like, that was a surprise. The whole restaurant, like, side of things was a surprise to me. With how, like, you pay for, if you want to pay for a meal, you know, what do? Oh, you just call over the waiter or the waitress, like, and they have a button, maybe. And you just press the button, they come over here, we're like, all right, ready to order. Oh, ready to pay. But if you want to pay for a meal, you might just get up. And then, oh, okay, they're getting up, all right, it's time to go. I'm gonna bring them the check. We're gonna, and there's where you pay for the food is right next to the exit, right next to the entrance. And then you say, "Ohayou gozaimasu," you know, "Ohayou gozaimashita," and then yeah, they say like Ohio or Ohio. Why did I say Ohio? Sorry, it's because in the morning. Ohayou gozaimasu, Binky. That's why. But it's like arigatou gozaimasu, arigatou gozaimashita. I don't know what they add the mashita, what that means actually. Like the, I mean, mas. I was like, arigatou gozaimasu, but then arigatou gozaimashita. That would be I'm a tired boy. But you just say that, and then you you know, you bow or whatever else, and it's very very kind, very nice. Right, but it'd be like you'd say like, it's like, so you'd say arigatou, ohayou gozaimasu, yeah. Ohayou gozaimasu, Binky. Yeah, you go into a store, ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa. Oh, I didn't know that was like a politeness. That's good to know. I think like there's a couple times it could have been even more polite. Like sometimes when you're struggling to say it, you'd forget to say like please, I'd find, or like whatever else. And a couple times, like, I definitely knew what I should have said, but I didn't know it at the time until, like, immediately afterward. It'd be like someone said, I'm like, oh, I actually know what to say in Japanese here. I should have said this. Like that one, when I was talking about the whole train station, and he kept saying, like, Shimbashi, and I thought he said something else. Or what I should have said was, yeah, Shimbashi eki nikimasu. You know, or something like that, like, Shimbashi eki nikimasu. Like, I'm going to the Shimbashi train station. Like, I can say that. But of course I didn't think about it at the time. I was just like, oh, huh? What? Oh, the next one? Oh, okay. And I tried to pay, and oh, wait. No, it's like next one. But anyway. But yeah, I never even knew the polite thing. I mean, onigashimasu, stuff like that. I should have probably used onigashimasu a little bit. Then also, like, I'd watched some videos before I left, but I forgot stuff, right? Because you kind of forget. So I think the dog's at my door. Better go check. Let me check. I think the dog's. Oh, someone just gave me mail. Someone slid through mail. All right. Anyway. I like, yeah, I started like, I'd say like, oh no, I'd just say EA. If someone asks like, oh, do you need a bag? It's, oh, EA. But you don't generally just say that. That's not enough. And so what I'm supposed to say is like, EA, daijoubu. Or just, daijoubu. Like, oh, no problem. Like, oh, I'm okay. And so I really forgot to say that until I looked up the video again. And like the last day, and literally almost every day, I was like, I need to watch this video. I need to find out what video it was. And then I'd be back at the Airbnb at night, and I was like tired, and I forgot. And the last day in my hotel, I was like, oh, let's watch this video. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just supposed to say daijoubu, you know? And, okay, that's something Duolingo didn't teach me. To just say that. So. Mistakes are made. I should have been saying that a lot more frequently. It wasn't like a problem. When they obviously know like, hey, you know, Japanese is not your first language. We understand. They're very, very like, oh, at least you're just trying, right? Like, cause there was someone who told my friend Peter like a couple times, oh, like, oh, your Japanese is so good, but like, he would just, you know, he'd say like a few things or something, and so they really appreciated that. It was really good. It was really cool. There was one time like I was in a taxi, an Uber, a taxi actually, because like the taxis run off Uber or something like that. Some of them do, and it's like fine. Anyway, we mostly took public transit, but there was a couple times where we needed to take like a taxi. So, yeah, like I wanted to say something to this guy because he was like a nice guy and. Like, I think I wanted to talk, but I was like, I really just was too worried and I didn't want to mess up. And I was like, oh, what do I say? Like, oh, Kyoto is really pretty. And you know what? Afterward, I was talking to my friend. He goes, you could have just said like that. You could have said like Kyoto's really, or is pretty. And you know what? You're right. I could have, and I should have just said it. I should have just tried saying like, but you know, when I'm also thinking of foreign languages in my head, I'll think of Spanish. And I'll be like, well, I know how to say this in Spanish, but I don't know how to say this in Japanese. I don't know. I am so out of it. I forgot to tell how to do kickoffs. All right. All right. Is this guy actually on keyboard? That's a kickoff goal for him. I'm gonna get annoyed with kickoff goals because I didn't practice my kickoff. That's actually something I should have practiced. Alright, so not gonna be annoyed with that kickoff goal. Dang. That's so bad. I should have just driven back to goal, honestly. I should have just driven back to goal. I figured I was probably gonna be late too. I thought I'd be okay timing wise. This is what's gonna kill me. Is the like I said, being gone. This is kind of what you expect. This is what you anticipate when you're gone for like a couple weeks and you don't practice kickoffs every day or you don't play every day. It's the speed of play. It's the like consistency of play. And on top of all that, I'm a little bit tired. This guy seems pretty decent too, but... Oh, this is odd. Okay, this is... Yeah, this is stupid. Alright, this guy, kind of whack. feel like the connection... Alright, I'm gonna focus up. Thank you! He slowed me down by hitting me there. I really had to focus. Sorry guys, can't talk much. Okay. Wait for him to make mistakes, then we can do it. I just need to not mistake the kickoff, because that's cost me like 3 goals. Okay, tied up. Good to go, guys. I'm playing a little bit more patient than what I probably would because I have to be. Okay, a little bit of boost. Yikes. Oh wow. You really missed that. Okay. What? I didn't think I was gonna get demoed. Fine. We're gonna close the gap a little bit. No! It's not exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to slowly score that last one. Now I'm giving him a chance. Alright. Probably game. Woo! Yes, first game back in 2 weeks and we won. Alright. Now, I I lost a lot of games before I left in ones, and I won a lot of games in twos. So I'm lower ranked than what I want to be in ones. And I'm where I want to be at in twos. What a high flick. Let's go. Maybe I'm better in the air than when I was when I left. No! I should have jumped for the ball before. Yeah. I just shouldn't have wave dashed like that, I think, too. Or gone for wave dash and not hit it, or what, you know. I'm a little bit more conscious right now of where people are with respect to the ball and speed and things like that. I'm more observant. Maybe I just need to get out in the real world more often and I'll play better at Rocket League too. I messed up there quite a bit, but that's fine. Aww. Rude. Thank you. You helped me. There's probably a lot of people playing here at the end of the season too. Misclicked and didn't press jump on that and actually ended up working out. Nice. 4-1. Up by 3. Okay. Let's get a little bit of boost. See if you can actually take it across the court. Oh my gosh. Not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, my mechanical skill is not quite there yet. It's only been a few hours. It's only been 2 hours I've been playing. I do have more patience, I think, right now than what he does. What people do in general, fake that. I don't usually go up early on those, but that was like perfect. I really should go up early in those. Alright. 2-0 for the day. Alright, guys. Here we are back with Super Nintendo Chalmers. Dang. Good 50 for him. Dang it. Okay. You know what I still like? Still dislike? People who fake kickoffs. You know what I like? People who mess up. Alright. Well, it's not that I dislike the person, I dislike it when they do things. That should be clear. Let me be clear. My kickoffs suck butt. To be fair, I just kind of took it slower and was hoping he wouldn't hit it at an angle, just hit it right in the center. This card did weird bouncy. There we go. That was a close one. I made some mistakes, but we win it. No kickoff goals for him. Just for me. Yeah, he messed up there. Ooh! I was gonna hit that. Oh my gosh, I should have had that. I didn't think he was gonna just do that. That was really bad. His hit was super bad there, so I never, like, I didn't anticipate it. If I just driven toward it, you know. Still a frustrating game because I feel like I could normally beat this guy, Ball. That's pretty good. Okay, I gotta sneeze. Maybe not. Dang, he beat me. I didn't know how he was gonna hit that. We knew he had the reset in the ceiling. Hello everybody, welcome to my 2-week hiatus back, and I've played 3 games and won 2, lost 1. Here I am, losing to a guy, alright. I'm a tired boy. I got back home from Japan last night. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. And we're playing Rocket League 1v1. Because we need to play 1v1. Okay, that's why you don't just fake the kickoff. No, you can fake kickoff, just don't do it that way. Oh, yikes. Works out for me. Getting better kickoffs this game, this is good. You know, well, that's the first, like, actually 50. Pop it up in the air. Block it. Go for boost. Maybe hit. Unfortunately, I didn't demo. Against the wall, pinch. Got that. Oh, I'm so messed up. Pick up full boost here. Okay. He's gonna hit that in. He took way too long on that. There we go. Gave me enough space. He didn't hit that. We all had timing. Everything was good. Good for us, not for him. I need to move my camera down, apparently. What's this guy doing? Writing a message? Doesn't matter. I don't have chat on. Ha 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 ha, joke's on him. Well, I would say we could just try to, like, take the ball into the air and do whatever else, but we just need to win. Let's just beat him into the ground. He's back, he's back, he's back. That's annoying. Ah, see guys, I hate it when people fake kickoffs. It drives me insane. Such a terrible flip for me there. Not sure why he's watching that either. Waste the time. Don't want to play any longer in this game than we have to. He's not going for side boost, he's going for that corner boost, he hits it up for me. I just go steal his boost demo. was thinking about taking it back in my corner beforehand. And then I was like, no, I'll just go for it, but... You just waste time like this. Be patient. Just remember, be patient. Don't rush. Win the game. 3-1. Okay. Kickoff goal. We'll take it, guys. We always take kickoff goals for us. Hate it for the enemies. Uh-oh. Free goal. Guy should have waited. I messed up there. I need to think less about what I'm gonna do and more about what I want to do. I wanna... Oh, I should have gone for that. What the heck? You just didn't... Okay. I'm gonna wait. Hit it now. We're gonna just pressure him. Dang, messed up. I slowed down too much there. Okay, we're gonna go for this boost right here, this one boost. Pinch it. He messed up there by letting me take it. Okay, I'm not gonna hit that. I'm gonna go for corner boost. There's such a gap in between us, which isn't good, but he's kind of not really helping his case with it. He should have taken more time maybe with the ball. I'm Mr. Patient Man. I'm Mr. Demo Knight. Hey, that's not cool. Why'd you spawn on that side? That's such a bad shot for me. You messed up though. Oh, that was such a bad shot from me. Take it. Okay. So, 2-1. Not much of a lead. 2-2, 1-1-1. Oh, I should have had that. I knew it was kind of awkward in the back wall there, but I should have been able to get that. What's up, everybody joining in? Welcome to the Stream of Awesomeness. Here we are, simulcasting YouTube, Twitch. Not everything in between. I'd say that, but it's just not true, you know? Back from Japan. That's the title, because we are back from Japan. So if we're not playing well, that's my excuse, okay? Come on, son. Come on, son. Yeah, he's got the control right here, but I just don't think he makes the shot. Ah! What am I doing? Okay. Yep, that's my fault. I had like a freaking free goal and I just missed it. Alright. We'll get back though. No worries. Plenty of time. That is worrisome though. Yep, that sucks. He's not like particularly great. I'm playing pretty bad right now. Alright, we're gonna turn it on. Gosh, dang it. I almost went wide on that too. Like, my natural reaction was to go wide. I should have just listened to it. Yeah. Oh well. Lost the match. Let's go back in for another. We're 3-2 right now. Might just end up being 3-3 for the day, calling it that. So, don't know how long we'll stream for. I'm a little bit tired and just not playing well. A little bit tired. We'll at least play until we lose. But maybe if we play a lot, win a lot, and then lose, then we'll play a little more. See how it goes. You know? We'll figure it out. We're chilling over here, guys. Nothing to do while the game's loading. Birmingham Major grind. Oh, they got Birmingham Major coming up. Guys, Rocket League news. I don't pay enough attention to the actual RLCS stuff. Ha! Surprise there. Okay. I'm an old man. I'm tired. Decrepit. I'm gonna 360 no-scope this guy's butt. Yeah, I'm too tired to be playing. Then it, like, I straight up just... I think I've hit that wall. I still hate it. I hate when I miss. This game feels a little bit laggy, but maybe I'm wrong. He didn't do the thing that he needed to do. That hurt my throat. Crappy kickoff from me. Results in a goal. Rat-row. Let's just keep it coming. Why, SpongeBob? If you didn't notice, I did a very weird kickoff there just to see what would happen. That's what happened. My gosh, I'm so bad. I messed up that wave dash so hard that it let him get the goal. If I hadn't messed it up, I can actually contest that, but I couldn't contest that. I feel so free right now. He's following me. Why is he doing this? He's doing it because he can, apparently. Alright, I'm gonna be more aware. He's pushing me over, so we're gonna push him over now. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break him. And that's gonna make him get all troubled. And that, my friends, is why you don't switch ball cam, car cam, right when the ball's over your head and you're backing up. I don't know. Whatever. I keep somehow not clicking my jump button the second time. Yeah, I've seen that one too many times, but. We broke him! We broke him! I kid you not, I've lost like 3 goals due to wave dash, or 2 goals due to wave dashes. In fact, I don't know how did I not wave dash there? Looked like I was gonna. Gosh, it feels like laggy, I'm telling you. This something going on with these servers again. I mean, what the heck is this? Like, even that felt weird off the wall hit. That is weird because I think contacts with cars just in general feel weird in this game, but like that kickoff, just the contact with the ball feels like very laggy. Okay, I think I'm done. I can't play anymore. I'm too tired. I'm so tired. I literally am misclicking jump so often where I'm trying to click it twice and I can't do it. So I'm just jumping into the air instead of flipping. Because I can't even click my finger fast enough, apparently. So, I got a lot of practice. Good night. It's not night. What is my car? Did I accidentally equip? How did I get this? What is this skin? Who am I? I actually don't know what this skin is. What is this skin? I don't have any skin. I don't think I use the skin at all. Oh. Whew. It's easy to remove them. Almost level 200 in the Rocket Pass. What the heck? I haven't even been playing for 2 weeks. It goes on for like forever as far as I know. I think you just keep getting colors of things. I don't know what is the limit. I have so many things here. What is the limit? Okay, guys. It's time to call it. Probably be back tomorrow. I'm a tired boy. Good night, everybody. Adios. Thanks for watching. Choosing an ugly skin isn't working. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow both on Twitch and on Twitter. Taco Bell, the app. Chinese chicken fried rice. Shrimp fried tacos and chimichangas. And here's January Special 95. What do we what do you call it? Call it the Genuine Special Burger 95. Peace out, everybody.